Hey y'all, and welcome to another episode of Beauty Told. It's your girl Britt, and today we have another hot juicy topic. And like I said, we are switching gears, and I am going to talk about today when relationship meets finances. So without further ado, we are going to get right into it. And of course, can't start the episode off without my handy, trusty faith journal. It is definitely going to keep us on topic today because I definitely want to make sure that everyone gets this information because it is so crucial, especially in today's world where we don't talk about this often. So, honestly speaking, probably prior to my relationship that turned into marriage at the time, even prior to him, never did I discuss with any of my fellow guys about finances and didn't see the importance of it. Didn't really know myself at the time, to be completely frank. But now is definitely more important than ever that this gets addressed early. Now, I am not saying it needs to be addressed as early as just the talking stage. I think the talking stage should still be a great way for you guys to be able to just kind of get to know each other. Start off surface, get a little more in depth with it. And then that way you can see if there is a future with this person. Now, once it goes from talking stage to dating stage to relationship, this is when it definitely needs to be brought up in conversation because it really can make or break a relationship. In fact, when it comes to marriage, so let's say if it got all the way to marriage without even being addressed or brought into the limelight, what ends up happening in a lot of marriages, top three reasons for divorce of a marriage is finances. Aside from infidelity, aside from just irreconcilable differences, finance is in there in the top three, guys. So we could eliminate quite a few divorces if we just go ahead and address the elephant in the room early. So that's why your girl is here today, because I want to make sure that we're doing things right. So that way we can have healthy, balanced relationships and everybody is winning out here. So, like I said, need my favorite journal to keep me on topic. I'm going to address the three probably main components in finance that needs to be addressed once you guys reach the relationship stage. Now, side note, I do want to say that I am not a quote unquote financial advisor. I'm going to still say that, for your own personal benefit, it is a good idea to seek out like a financial advisor, especially after maybe seeing this topic and realizing that there are some things that you definitely need to address and correct in your own personal life. But without further ado, let's do it. So, yes, y'all, my faith journal is kind of like raggedy toe up, but it's still holding strong, just like me. So it gets the job done. Gets the job done. Better. So number one, numero uno, is saving. Savings. Do you have a savings account? Does your partner have a savings account? How often are you contributing to it? Are either especially if you are employed, a little different if you're self employed, but as employed individuals, do you take advantage of your job's retirement plan? Because again, that is free money on the table that you are leaving completely out of the equation. And it's not the smartest financial idea to do that. So, are you guys both taking full advantage of what's available to you when it comes to retirement? Saving for the future. Savings account now for the present, retirement for the future. How much are you guys spending versus savings? Because again, we have to live. So money's going to be spent. We're not able to save 100% of what we earn. However, I do believe a small portion, as much as you can of that small portion, should go towards at least saving for an emergency fund or a rainy day is what we like to call it. So is either of you equipped in that realm of making sure that that's being taken care of as often as you humanly and possibly can? Because you might want to start there. That is a great way for you guys to get the focus redirected in the right way. And it is going to overall help you guys in the long run when it's time to maybe have your wedding, when it's time to buy a house together. That is a great nest egg to be able to do so. So keep that in the back of the mind at all times. And like I said, if you're not already doing so, maybe look into it a little bit more so that way you can be able to take full advantage of that opportunity and a great way to shift gears in your life. Number two is, matter of fact, I think I got this. Number two is going to be credit report. Now, for a lot of you guys out there, I don't know if you are aware or familiar, but once a year, the government has implemented a way where you are able to check your credit report for free. That's right, for free. Your girl here loves to hear the word free, okay? So that website is www.annualfreecreditreport.com. Let me double check that real quick because I want to make sure that it's the right website for you. I'm sorry, y'all, www.annualcreditreport.com. See, that's why it pays to just double check yourself. We don't always have it all the way together. Good thing I have my faith journal to keep me on track and keep me focused. And in some cases, correct you, girl. Okay. Um, Credit report. Great way for you to see what's on your credit report. So you can make sure that maybe there's some things that need to be disputed. Maybe there's some things that you've already paid off and it's still kind of lingering on that credit report. Maybe there's some derogatories that are showing on there, so that way you can address a trade line that maybe you didn't know was still showing on the credit report and bringing you down as far as your credit score. Um, are there any collections? Sometimes with the medical debts, those are probably the number one thing that kind of go into collections, kind of get forgotten, once that situation is taken care of and you've healed. So maybe checking to see if medical reports are on there so that way you can kind of get those medical bills taken care of. Again, derogatories will bring you down. Those are showing as late payments on your credit report. We don't want a whole slew of late payments showing. We're better than that. So, credit report is a great way. It basically gives you the good, bad, and ugly of your credit score. And this is a great roadmap to figure out what you can do strategically so that way you can change your overall credit score. You have control of your credit. And this particular report is going to give you everything you need to know so you can start making the necessary adjustments to better yourself. So, that's number two. And number three kind of correlates with number two, because as I've already mentioned, credit score. There are so many of us out there, and I'm going to include myself, that didn't really know about a credit score, especially in my younger years, freshly married. Me and my spouse at the time, we're just kind of going with the flow, living paycheck to paycheck, buying what we need to. Income tax money come around, kind of blowing that on whatever. Um, Student loans, don't get me started on those. They're a little high, but your girl's gonna get those together as well. Because once you know better, you begin to do better. And I think that that's the key, like I said, and not only just, relationships, finances, it becomes an overall lifestyle for you to do what you need to do. So with the credit score, a lot of us don't even know that, where our score even lies on the chart. Is it poor? Typically your 500 score is really anything kind of under a 640-ish is considered poor credit. Fair shape is when you're in that mid 600s to the upper 600s, so right underneath the 700 threshold. And then once you get to 700 and higher, you're really good. Soon escalating to excellent credit once you can get to that 750 or higher. So again, knowing where your credit score lies is going to be a great way for you to maybe set a goal for yourself. And that way, with the credit report, you can start making the necessary changes to improve the score and further yourself along the chart to get to where you'd like to. Because I'm sure a lot of us out here, if not all of us out here, would love to have an 800 plus credit score. That would be the best feeling in the world. Phenomenal to be able to walk in just about anywhere and be able to get approved. It's the best. Now, I will say that credit's going well for me now. But eventually, in another story time, I'm going to kind of explain to you guys that your girl actually had to go through bankruptcy to figure out a great way to get a fresh start and to be able to get to this point of being comfortable enough to give you the blueprint on what not to do. So that way you can be able to improve overall and maybe even avoid the pitfall that I had to do in regards to filing for bankruptcy. So again, another story time. I will make sure to address that because I think that it's very necessary, and not a lot of people are willing to be transparent enough to share that information. Because again, if it's gonna benefit and help someone else, I'm willing to go ahead and do it. I'm willing to put myself out there if it's gonna better the person next to me. It's gonna better the person that is watching this video and wanting to do better, to know better, and to feel better, right? So, overall, that was just something that I definitely wanted to address. Again, we kind of shifting gears, y'all. I don't want to continue to just always talk about relationship. I do want to actually touch the surface of finances. I love talking about finances, maybe because I was able to kind of do the work, do the research, and get to a place of disciplinary when it comes to myself to be able to again be where I am today and be able to help you guys out there, my beauties and gents. So that way we all win in today's world, especially with inflation, especially with this economy. It's not the most ideal place that any of us would like to be in right now, but there is a way that we can still achieve our goals and still have a beautiful, lovely life where we're not having to stress about finances. And like I said, this can maybe help individuals who are coming together as a couple better set the foundation for their family and to be able to break the generational curses out here. And all of our families can be able to win. We can be able to better spread the word to our family members that may be not aware of this information. And this way, we all become more knowledgeable of the fact. So, that is pretty much it for your girl today in regards to Beauty Told. I appreciate you guys so much. For the ones that have subscribed, I truly love you guys from the bottom of my heart. And I wouldn't be anywhere without you guys. Again, for me, it's not necessarily about the numbers. It is really about touching the lives of as many individuals as I possibly can. So that's the goal for me. That was the purpose that God had set for me. And I really hope that I'm doing a good job. If you guys love the content that I am sharing with you guys each and every week, and I'm sorry your girl has not been doing it on Sundays like intended, but I try to make sure that I'm still meeting my weekly goal of getting an upload for you guys because it's very important that I still stay on task to make sure that I am delivering the promise of a video a week, like I said I would do, that I promised God that I would do. And if you guys are loving this information, loving these videos, please share, please comment, let me know that you hear me. Let me know that we're on the same page. Let me know if there's some things that maybe I missed that you feel like, hey, Britt, I think you forgot one crucial detail. Let me know. I'm only human. Again, we all can win and benefit from the information. So let's do it. Let's start a community and let's get this information out here to the people. So I love you guys so much. And again, until next time, let's make a change.